If you've ever wanted to try making sushi at home, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Murray from the YSE Cookery School, where we help to sharpen your skills in the kitchen and keep your cookery journey moving forward. Now, rolling sushi is one of those things that you just have to watch someone else do in order to try it yourself. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain a little bit about the different sort of varieties of sushi and how to roll a couple of the different types yourself. The list of sushi varieties is quite immense. I could easily fill a 300-page cookbook with all the different sort of dishes. But I just wanted to cover a few key points to get you started so that you can experiment and have some fun. It's really up to your own imagination what you want to put in your sushi. Everyone has a different opinion. It's always a crowd pleaser, and it's something that people rarely make at home. And the big bonus from a private chef's point of view is that it's easy to prepare in advance and knock out quickly during a busy service. It's a fairly common misconception that sushi is raw fish. Okay, the term sushi actually refers to the vinegared rice, and sashimi is the term for raw fish. The rice should be white sushi rice, which is quite a short, fat grain of rice with loads of starch. It's washed thoroughly with cold water, really washed well to get rid of all the starch, and cooked using the absorption method. Okay, now the ratio of water to rice is usually stated on the packet, but as a rough guide, I use 1 part rice to just under 2 parts of water. Simmer it on the lowest heat setting for around 15 minutes with a tight fitting lid, and then turn the heat off and leave it to rest for another 10 to 15. Once it's rested, you can then turn it out onto the plate and carefully mix through the sushi dressing, okay, taking care not to crush the grains. Now, you can buy bottles of the pre-made sushi dressing, or you can make your own like I've done. It's just simply rice wine vinegar. Bring it up to the boil and dissolve some salt and some sugar. I use about 125 ml of vinegar to 3 teaspoons of salt and 3 tablespoons of sugar. The rice is then left to cool off, and it's shaped or it's rolled with nori sheets, okay, the seaweed sheets. It's essential to do this before the rice cools completely and sets. It's quite hard to roll the rice once it's been chilled. Now, if you're using raw fish for sushi, it's vital to understand what you are buying and to get it as fresh as possible so it's safe to consume. Fish sold as sushi grade generally indicates that it's the freshest that they've got in stock, but it's not an official term. Okay, some fish, known as parasitic fish, should actually be frozen at -17 degrees Celsius for 7 days, or flash frozen at -37 Celsius for 15 hours to kill off the parasite. And in the US, the FDA even go as far as making it a legal requirement that all fish for sale for consumption raw has been frozen. Saltwater fish carries less risk than freshwater fish, so it's a good idea to avoid freshwater fish for your sushi if you can. But actually, with all that said, the more significant risk of becoming sick from eating raw fish is actually from some sort of cross-contamination with older fish. Okay, so from that point of view, it's really essential to buy from a reputable supplier who you can be sure is treating the fish properly and has good hygiene practices. So now the sushi rice is cooked and cooling, I'm going to show you how to roll a few different types of sushi. Okay, you can take it in whichever direction you choose. The main types of sushi are nigiri sushi, and these are the small parcels of rice that are pressed with the hands and molded into a small brick. They're then covered in with whatever topping you like: sliced salmon, butterfly prawns, mackerel, tuna, or even vegetarian options as well. Okay, so you can just play around with the ingredients. Then there's maki sushi, which are the rolls. The rolled up seaweed sheets like this. They're called nori. You can further break those down into fotomaki or uramaki. Okay, now fotomaki is the most common and that we all probably recognize, and uramaki is the one that's rolled inside out. I'm now going to demonstrate those. First, I'll start with a standard fotomaki. Got my rice. I'm taking care not to ram it down too much and crush all the grains. Spread it out over the nori sheet, okay, the seaweed sheet, shiny side down. You may also notice that I've wrapped my bamboo mat in cling film, okay? Just makes it easier to clean up at the end. Now, if you want a small roll of sushi, you can trim the end off a little bit and it'll make the diameter a bit smaller. And then fill it with whatever it is that you like, okay? Personally, I like quite a bit of filling. Some people don't. Some people like a small 1 or 2 things. I like it to be a really flavourful, tasty thing. So, and I like to use lots of herbs. Leave a few pieces poking out the end. Avocado. A few pomegranate seeds for a bit of colour and some little burst of flavour. So the key is in the rolling. Okay, I'm going to use the mat. My fingers over like this. And try and keep it all together. Okay, I'm then going to pull back, compress it all together so it's nice and tight. Try not to roll the mat into the sushi. Okay, and then just press it down like this. And if you want it square, you can make it square with the mat. Okay, and that's it. That's the first one. This photomaki, I like to cut the ends off and as I present it, so you can sort of see what's in it. Now the other one is called Uramaki. The classic one in the States is the California roll. You can really do anything that you like. Once again, I'm going to put a nice layer of rice. I'm going to spread it out gently. I'm not going to crush the grains too much. They're going to compress down when I roll it. Because I live in the back end of the French Alps, okay, where we're filming, I'm going to use smoked salmon. Probably prefer to use some nice fresh salmon, but as I haven't got access to it, I'm just going to use a little bit of smoked. Okay, doesn't really matter. A nice layer all over the outside, like this. Pick it up using the nori sheet and quickly flip it upside down. Okay, you'll notice that I've left a little bit overhanging at this end so that I can get a flap at the other end. Like that. Now I can put my filling inside. Okay, a little bit of cucumber and some avocado. Smoked salmon, avocado, rocket, cucumber, it's all quite kind of classic flavours. I'll put a little bit of sushi ginger in here as well. Okay, you might want to put some wasabi in, or you might just leave it out and serve it on the side as you like. You're the one that's going to be eating it. Roll it over like this and pull back on itself. You get most of the way around. You might want to move it back a little bit on the mat. Come around till you're tucked right over with the filling. Okay, that's the next one. Often you see these rolls with fish on the outside get blowtorched, or the small nigiris get blowtorched. Okay, quite an interesting thing to do as well. So I'll do a couple more. The key, I guess, with this is to make sure that the rice isn't too thick. Keep the roll from getting too big. Now for this one, I've made a very small egg pancake. Okay, just literally with egg, a little bit of salt to make sure it sort of breaks the egg down a little bit, and you get a nice thin crepe. And then it's the same thing. Okay. A few pieces of pepper. Cream cheese in as well, moisten it up. You often see mayonnaise and things like that. I guess prawn and mayonnaise, that sort of thing is a nice combination. Same thing. 4 fingers at the front, pinch it with your thumbs, and you've got to use the mat to do the rolling. Trim the excess piece off from the outside. Okay, I think I'll leave that round. I like these as a canapé or something for early evening finger food because of the fact that you can make them in advance and then serve them all up, bang, 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 and it's pretty straightforward. And generally people are pretty happy to eat it. Okay, so coming back to cutting it, pretty straightforward. I'm going to serve this with a little bit of this pickled ginger. That's supposed to be a palate cleanser for your guests. And some wasabi. Wasabi is a Japanese horseradish, okay? And the best form is to get it fresh and grate it. Failing that, this is the powdered one. Okay, you mix it up with some water. You can feel it stinging my eyes a bit, you know, it's really, really strong and potent. You don't need much. And I like to put it on the side as opposed to putting too much into my sushi so that people don't get kind of offended by it or burnt mouths or whatever. Okay. The other way you can buy it is in a tube, and it's always just a bit sort of limp. It's never quite as punchy and as nice as the powdered one or especially the fresh one. Okay. So when you're ready to cut them, use a wet knife. Helps us stop everything from sticking. Fine, you can set the end piece up and you'll get the nice idea of what's inside it. Slice the roll if you feel the knife sticking, and a quick rinse. Nice sharp knife, and if you've cooked the rice properly and it's not still a bit raw or overcooked and soggy, then it should be fairly easy to cut. It should stay together quite well, but you have to be a little bit gentle, okay? This is the Uramaki, the one that's the normal one with the seaweed on the outside. Same thing. This is the other Uramaki one, the one that's got the filling on the outside. You can put all sorts of things on the outside. You can put sometimes put sesame seeds, salmon, pieces of avocado, all sorts. Actually, a good thing to do for inspiration is to just go online and put in sushi into something like Google Images or Canva or something like that. You can come up with heaps of ideas. Okay, it's really down to your imagination. So it really is as easy as that. Have a go at home. If you've got any questions about this video, or if you'd like to leave a photo of something that you've made, I'd love to see it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.